I believe, guys, if you actually gave people a truth serum on the MLK Embrace statue in Boston, they would absolutely slam this thing. Now, of course, this thing is actually catching heat, but I believe in public with a microphone and cameras in front of people's faces, they will not actually come out and criticize this thing. Now, you guys already know my opinion. I actually made a video on this yesterday. This thing is a disaster. Whoever came up with the design of this thing, they need to tear this whole thing down. This thing needs to be redone completely. This is an embarrassment. I mean, it looks very, very pornographic. I actually said in my previous video that it looks like some man parts. I'm not the only one that actually feels that way. Now, MLK's family, they came out. Now, of course, they were actually there for the unveiling and they were praising this thing. But something's telling me that behind the scenes, they may not like this. Well, Coretta Scott King's cousin, he has come out and this guy has absolutely demolished this statue. And he blames it on woke culture. Check this out on New York Post. Woke $10 million MLK penis statue insults black community. Coretta Scott King Ken. Now, this young man is a 43-year-old Seneca Scott. He is a cousin of Coretta Scott King, and he's not holding back on his criticism of this unmitigated disaster. Let's read this, guys. Even some kin of Coretta Scott King hate the new $10 million sculpture. I can't believe this thing cost $10 million. Just dedicated to her and her iconic civil rights leader husband in Boston, with a cousin claiming it looks like a penis. The massive bronze piece titled The Embrace features two sets of arms holding each other, an artistic interpretation of the classic photo of Coretta and hubby Martin Luther King Jr. hugging after he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Now, this is what the cousin is saying right here. Quote, the mainstream media was reporting on it like it was all beautiful because they were told they had to say that. He's probably right about that. Seneca Scott, Coretta's cousin, told the Post by phone Sunday, referring to the new artwork in the Boston Commons. Quote, but then when it came out, a little boy pointed out, that's a penis. And everyone was like, yo, that's a big old dong, man, said the 43-year-old Oakland, California resident. If you had to show that statue to anyone in the hood, they have been like, no, absolutely not. And look at it right there, guys. Clearly, this part right here, when you look at it from that angle, it definitely looks like some man parts right there. Let's just be clear about that. And it's an embarrassment, guys. And this is clearly a female hand right there. Yeah, this is insulting right here. Insulting. He added scornfully to the Compact Mag, $10 million were wasted to create a masturbatory metal homage to my legendary family members, one of the all-time greatest American families. Seneca told the Post that woke culture allowed the expensive abstract experiment to come to fruition. Members of the King family last week unveiled the artwork near where MLK and Coretta first met in college. And this is what the embrace is supposed to look like right there. This statue photo right here. That statue looks nothing like that. MLK III approved the piece, which was designed by conceptual artist Hank Willis Thomas for the organization Embrace Boston. The artwork's funding was the result of a public-private fundraising partnership, the city of Boston said on its online site. It's unclear how much public money may have gone into the sculpture. Well, if public money actually went into this, there's a whole bunch of people that probably need to raise hell about this whole thing, because this thing is a disaster. It's a complete disaster. And let's get back to what Seneca is also blaming here, woke culture. It says here, but Seneca told the Post, the woke algorithm is just broken. I don't know what else to tell you. If you went through all of that and that's what you came up with, something's wrong, he said. Online critics were harsh too, including some who agreed that the work was pornographic. This is awful, the British rapper and podcaster Zuby added in a tweet. Seneca's grandfather was one of 25 children of Jeff Scott, the son of a slave who became one of Alabama's wealthiest black landowners, Seneca said. His grandfather's brother, Obadiah, fathered Coretta, who Seneca said he met once at a family reunion before her death in 2006. Seneca told the Post that while he couldn't speak for other members of the family, he felt the 25-foot, 65,000-pound sculpture was a waste of money that should be melted down. He's right about that. Quote, a solid bronze statue? Like, what are we doing here? He asked. It's doubly insulting to the black community, who is still on average, too many of us are below the poverty line, Scott said. You're spending $10 million on a bronze statue without heads on it. Man, it's a joke. Seneca said the best way to observe MLK Jr. Day on Monday was through action. No performative, no photo ops. Put your phone down and go do an act of service that no one knows about, he said. Man, he has come down and he has hammered this statue. I don't even know why they decided not to even put the faces of MLK and Coretta Scott King on there. I believe that would have made a huge difference right there. But for some reason, they did not want to do it. And Seneca Scott, he is not holding back. He finds this to be very, very disrespectful, not only to his family, but to the black community as a whole. And we know how woke culture is right now, folks. You cannot criticize this thing because that's supposed to be two black people, even though this looks very, very disrespectful. It looks like something that kids should not even be looking at. Shout out to him, man. He is right on the money with this. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.